Welcome back to the Knifing Battle Championships 2015. I am your host, Clevertricks, and we are kicking off the Fatal 4 here today with Gunhearted versus Painsblades. And just so everybody knows, these guys are fighting for that golden controller. And to all of the battlers that made it to the Fatal 4, they go home with a $15 Xbox card. So congratulations to everybody who made it this far in the tournament. One more announcement. For that championship match that's to follow the Fatal 4, it will be a best of 5. The tournament thus far has been a best of 3, but the final championship matchup will be a knifing tournament, or a knifing match. The best of 5 wins the whole shebang. Now here we have, designed by Fear Veteran, our stats comparison sheet. Gunhearted on the left, Painsblades on the right. We have the tournament KD. Gunhearted's 2.27, Painsblades has got 1.28. That is a very significant difference in the KD, especially for knifing. 2.27 is astronomical. But here's where things get dicey. Average points 19.8, but Painsblades' average points per match is 21.4. And points is what you need to win the battle. Now, the projectile accuracy, Gunhearted is significantly higher than Painsblades with 24.2% and 19.4% respectively here. But both of these men, their favorite or their better knifing weapons, their best projectile is the skewer, the knifing skewer. Although they throw a lot more combat axes, their skewers are more accurate. Now let's kick off the round number 1 right here. Gunhearted versus Painsblades. And we're starting off on Nuketown. And we have Gunhearted as the host of this matchup here. And both of them start off quickly. 2-1, Gunhearted. Painsblades running off the spawn here, dying off the beginning. Running up into the middle between the bus and the truck here. Throws a smoke, gets a nice quick knife there. Looking for that ballistic knife stab. Gunhearted in the house here. He's getting gunned down by that scorpion. Gunhearted running off again. He's using lightweight. He's using tac mask. Getting a nice combat axe there. Painsblades. Gunhearted getting a skewer. Shooting that knife, getting a kill. Up 4-1 here. Painsblades early in the negative, but we know that he's got the skill to get out of it. So we'll see how that develops. Gunhearted going down to that shotgun. The M1216. Painsblades getting a nice skewer in the house here. Pulls even with his KD 3-3. Nuketown is always a furious pace here for knifing battles. Nice combat action behind on that flank, and another combat axe. Fires a skewer there. Nice combat axe by Gunhearted. Looking for a knife stab, but then gets taken out. Too many enemies, inundated with enemy fire. And firing at that pistoled enemy, Painsblades gets a kill with his skewer, but goes down. Gunhearted with the combat axe. It is tied up here, 7-7. The KDs are even tied up, 7-5, 7-5, although now Gunhearted gets a stab. But then Painsblades answers back with a stab and a combat axe of his own to put himself in the lead for the first time in this match. Gunhearted firing off a couple of skewers, misses, but then gets a nice backstab. Sees another enemy turning a corner, takes the stab. Take what you can get in the Knifing Battle Championship. You do not want to be picky when it comes to what types of kills you get. Painsblades throwing a combat axe there. Gunhearted in the lead again, 11-10. Very close matchup right now. A furious pace being set. Gunhearted gets the backstab. Sees another enemy using his combat knife to take them down. He is on a streak right now, so he does not have any of his projectiles left. He does not have Scavenger, but he gets taken out. 14-10. He's in the lead by 4. Painsblades tossing out a smoke and a combat axe. Gets that kill. Another smoke tossing out. Running through the mist here. Gets a combat axe on another enemy. Gunhearted fires a skewer on someone in the corner. Gets the skewer. Still in the lead, 15-3, but then goes down in the home area. Painsblades in the back spawn. He falls too. Both of these men did a lot to get here, a lot of battling to make it to this point. They are furious. They want that championship. They want to get into that championship round. Painsblades tossing out a combat axe. Throws a smoke down and a combat axe through the smoke with a skewer through the smoke. The combat axe hits. Now the reason why they throw almost twice as many combat axes as they do skewers is when you shoot that skewer, you appear on that minimap as a knifer. So you want to reduce your presence on that minimap as much as possible. Nice combat axe by Painsblades.
Oh,
seeing some more enemies spawning, but goes down. Ties up the game here.
Terrible. I was doing so good on such a nice streak, and then
Gunhearted searching for an enemy. Sees one in the distance. Going through the smoke, but then gets flanked from behind. Gets a nice knife there. Painsblades puts him in the lead. No longer tied now. Painsblades wants to build on this. He wants to run with it. Gets a nice skewer there, running into the backyard area, but his team is spawned there.
Not fair.
Gunhearted spawns out of there. Looking for an enemy. Sees one, gets a combat axe, but then gets killed from his flank. Painsblades throwing out a smoke. Throwing a combat axe quickly, but dives off to the side and gets another enemy. In the lead by 2 now. Another skewer shooting that knife. Goes down there in the lead by 3. Only 6 more kills to go for the enemy. 5 now as Gunhearted falls there. Painsblades with a backstab.
I had it at the start, but now
in the lead by 4. This game is getting close to finishing. Another backstab there, throwing out some combat axes. Gunhearted, but then dies to the hunter killer. Painsblades gets a nice kill and another kill. An RCXD running at him, and he falls to the RCXD. But in the end, Painsblades takes the first round. And he is up by 1 now in this best of 3 to see who gets into the championship. 23-16. A very, very fast-paced match. And now the host switches over. To Painsblades. And he backed out of the first room. He's in the second room right now. What is he going to do? Looks like Cargo's coming up. Is he going to back out of Cargo? Now, as the host, you get 3 chances to find a lobby. If you don't choose to take your first 2 chances, you have to take the third. Oh, it looks like Devil Pains. Looks like Painsblades backed out of the first 2, so he has to take this 3rd round. There is no backing out of this lobby. And it looks like we are going into a possible Nuketown. That's what is being voted for. Oh, but Standoff is tied now. No, someone else voted for Nuketown, so it looks like Nuketown up in the votes, 5-2. It will be Nuketown. Now, this is going to be a special round, everybody, because this will be the first time I do not edit both of the knifers side by side. That is how frantic this matchup is. So you're going to see both perspectives
look at how far ahead
fully
I am, too.
through to the end here. You see Gunhearted has a TBD on his score. That means to be determined. So we are watching Painsblades during this game. You'll see Gunhearted in the feed, but his score will not be counted. We'll be seeing each of these individual knifers play this second round for their entire perspectives. This has never been done in the Knifing Battle Championship before. Painsblades gets a combat axe. And a knife. Running into the backyard area, getting taken down by the tack pistol. 2-2 right now. Painsblade is sitting at even. Nice combat axe there with 3 points. And a nice knife from the front. And a combat axe there really quickly. Sees another sniper firing at him. He's firing back with every skewer that he has. And gets that rush kill. And another knife. And a combat axe there with 3 kills really quickly. Gets that triple kill. He has 8 points right now. His score is building quickly, tossing all the smoke that he can out there. It is a yard sale of combat axes and skewers. He is obviously using lightweight and extreme conditioning. He has the most mobility that he can while holding his ballistic knives. Trying to get that knife. Gets sniped. That enemy team is full of snipers. Just firing off. Painsblades taking a combat axe and a skewer to the enemy with ferocity, and a nice unicorn on that sniper, getting that headshot. Skewer. Painsblades off the spawn with 12 kills already. You see Gunhearted in front of him. Gunhearted is trying to do what he has to do. We will see his perspective in a moment. Painsblades getting taken down. Now Painsblades won that first round. If he wins the second round, he moves on to the championship. He also has Scavenger and Fast Hands. You need those fast hands to toss that equipment faster, and those lethal combat axes. Flanks an enemy, gets that knife, gets that nice stab. Painsblades gets another combat axe running into the spawn there, but then gets sniped. And then tosses a smoke off the head of the enemy, but does not have enough time to get a projectile off. Running through the smoke, finds another enemy, gets a kill in the stairwell. Sniper trying to get him from in front there, and a nice little double flank there with that double stab flank. Throwing out some skewers, tossing his smoke, masking his movement here, gets a combat axe and another knife for a double kill, throws a smoke into the back as he puts up a UAV. And a beautiful flank here on the spawning enemy team. Gets a knife, gets another backstab, tossing a combat axe, gets a combat axe. 3 quick kills here for 22 points right now. Has to dodge a Semtex, but then gets sniped by the spawning enemies. Just inundated with enemy fire. Painsblades, fearless, running into the lion's den, but gets taken out by that shotgun, the M1216. Painsblades off the spawn, rushing up the middle. Sees an enemy rushing past him through that moving truck. Gets a stab and a combat axe and another combat axe, but then gets taken down. He's at 25 points. We are less than 4 minutes into this matchup, and he has 25 kills right now. Adds another one to the list. Adds a second one to the list for a double kill with that combat axe, flanking an enemy, but then leaves him behind to turn around to get taken out by that tac pistol. Painsblades off the spawn here, tosses a smoke, gets a stab. Running through the home here, or going around the home here. Sees Gunhearted, who just flanked the entire team, but then Painsblades gets the final kill, which gives him 29 kills and an extra point for the kill cam bonus. And he gets 30 points overall, 29 kills. In a 4-minute game, 29 kills with the final kill cam bonus. And Gunhearted waiting in the wings. We will see what he does in this exact same game. He is playing with Painsblades in this game, but we are watching both perspectives. This is Gunhearted coming right at you. Painsblades put up a phenomenal score. Gunhearted has a mountain ahead of him to try to take him out. Gets a combat axe and a knife there, rushing the enemy spawn, dodging a frag grenade, getting sniped through the garage door, and then gets taken down. But he is at 2 kills right now. And it's 30 seconds in. The pace needs to be upped. Gunhearted has to throw on the booster jets because Painsblades just tore apart the enemy team. Gunhearted going into the negative right now.
And now you're going in for the kill, and I'm just dying.
Rushing up through the middle, past the bus and the moving truck.
Jesus, dude.
Into the blue house. Throwing a combat axe, gets a kill on a shotgunner. Nice stab there, and a combat axe. Flank on the team, gets a kill from behind, and a skewer on another enemy, and turns on an enemy, gets another skewer. Tossing skewers out like crazy, getting 2 more. Just got 7 kills in a row. Gunhearted just got the first mega kill in the history of the battle tournament. I'm Wisdom got a super kill with 6 kills on Nuketown, and Gunhearted matches that and betters it with a mega kill. 7 kill feed there, split. Craziness. Gunhearted goes down to the shotgunner, but gets revenge with his combat axe there. He is 20 kills behind. It is 30-10 right now. And he is trying to match that score. Gunhearted gets a combat axe furiously.
Oh my god, the bouncing Betty life is hard.
Off the spawn behind Painsblades. Throwing combat axes through the smoke. When you toss smokes out in Nuketown, it covers a lot of area. It's a very small map. Gets that knife, rushes that enemy with a knife, and finds another sniper and turns and knifes him from the front, getting a double knife kill. Gunhearted off the spawn again, getting quick scoped.
Are you for real, dude?
And gets that quick revenge kill with the combat axe, and another combat axe into the home. We are over 2 minutes into this, and Gunhearted has 18 kills. Very possible to make this happen right now. Gunhearted, he is fighting right now for this round to get into the Knifing Battle Championship, to stay in it, to force a 3rd round. Searching through the house, could not find that enemy that he chased, but now he's looking for someone else, looking for those spawning snipers. Gets a skewer, but then goes down off the spawn here.
Yo, you want to chill for a second?
Gunhearted needs 11 more kills to match what Painsblades did in his perspective. Sees 3 enemies, gets a combat axe and a skewer and a backstab for a triple kill. puts him within 8, finds an enemy sitting back there looking to snipe him, but Gunhearted takes him out before he gets that snipe shot off. Flanks the enemy team again, gets a skewer, has no projectiles left, looking to get that combat axe stab. Oh, picks up a combat axe, or that combat knife stab, picks up a combat axe, gets a knife from the front, has a UAV and a counter UAV, throws up his counter UAV. Painsblades takes a kill from him, turns around, sees a sniper sniping him, and takes that sniper out with that knife lunge, has his combat axe, getting a combat axe kill, sees another sniper, gets a combat axe kill of his own, watches the enemy team spawn again, and gets the flank again, ties it up at 30 to 30. Gunhearted just circling the enemy, trying to get that spawn, circles the spawn again, gets a kill, gets a 31, sees another enemy, and Gunhearted takes the second round by one knife. Just continuously ring around the rosy there. Gunhearted circling, watching the enemy spawn, taking them out, and wins by 1 point with 31 kills. Collectively, Gunhearted and Painsblades get 60 kills as knifers in this match of 75. Gunhearted hangs on to live for another round, but Painsblades is the host because he collectively got more points in the first 2 rounds, so we have a 3rd round to see who moves on to the championship. That was the most furious 2nd round or single round of Knifing Battle Championship history. 2 knifers combining for 60 of the 75 kills. I am losing my voice here, and we are kicking off the final round. Gunhearted behind Painsblades. Gunhearted going up into the middle. Painsblades taking a right flank, throwing a smoke. Painsblades doing what he does, throwing out that smoke. Looking for the enemy, seeing the enemy still sitting in the spawn there, and a long line of sight leaves Painsblades on the mat. Gunhearted getting a kill off the bat, and gets another kill, a backstab on an unsuspecting enemy running into the electronics department of that store there. Gunhearted searching past the on Van Street, throwing off some projectiles into a hive of enemies in a corner that just don't go down. Painsblades going down there. Now Painsblades rushing off the spawn. He is -2 right now. Gunhearted throwing smoke. The enemy are not leaving their spawn. They are leaving. Nice combat axe by Gunhearted. They are leaving Gunhearted and Painsblades to rush them, but then Gunhearted cleans them out with a combat axe and a skewer. Gunhearted with the early lead here, 4-0. Painsblades trying to get things going right here, gets 2 kills, and nice. Gunhearted gets a long combat axe. Painsblades gets a nice stab from the front and a combat axe of his own. Skewer from behind. Painsblades ties the game up. 5-5. He's back in this. Gunhearted now searching for the next enemy that he wants to take down. Sees a riot shielder. Gets the combat axe on an enemy that was behind the riot shielder, so he bank shotted that, and then he took out the riot shielder with a stab from the front. Now going from Nuketown to a map like Slums, which isn't as big as the map could be, but it's a lot bigger than Nuketown, over twice as big. So the distance between the knifers and the gunners is going to be adjusted for, and you're seeing these two having to adjust very quickly after that quick frenetic pace. They got to take a little more time rounding corners. They got to take a little more time rushing enemies, and you see there Painsblades rushing an enemy that had a long line of sight, as well as Gunhearted. So it's hard to adjust the distances and how you have to traverse the map in order to get to the enemies in a map like Slums as compared to Nuketown. Gunhearted with a nice stab there. He is up 8-7, putting himself in the lead, but then gets taken down by that tac pistol. Painsblades going down by a camper sitting in a corner, and Painsblades flirting with the negative right now. He is 7-7. Gunhearted with the combat axe. These two both looking to be in the championship. Gunhearted, obviously a 2013 champion. He wants to make it to the 2015 championship so he could possibly lead as a 2nd time in the Knifing Battle Championship round. But Painsblades wants to end that for him. Painsblades wants to represent the knifers. He wants to be in the end. Remember, he has a higher average point score than Gunhearted, and all we need is points. KD doesn't matter when the other person is getting more points. So Gunhearted, though, with a skewer, He is in the lead. He's got 4 points above Painsblades, but as in Nuketown, you can see that it can very quickly change in the climate of who's in the lead. Painsblades getting a nice combat axe and a nice knife there, but Gunhearted answers back with a couple of backstabs of his own. Gunhearted getting taken out. Painsblades with a nice quick skewer. Looking for an enemy, but cannot place his knives on the enemy to get that kill. Painsblades off the spawn. Trailing by 3 kills right now. Gunhearted sees an enemy, tries to flank him, gets that combat axe, getting shot from behind, and from his flank gets killed.
Mission almost complete. Don't quit now.
Only 15 more kills left to go for the friendly team here. Gunhearted throws the smoke to cover his tracks from behind. Gets a nice knife lunge kill there with his ballistic knives. Throwing out a combat axe and 2 skewers, but gets that knife kill with that lunge. Gunhearted gets another skewer. Painsblades flanks an enemy through a window, gets that knife kill. Gunhearted tossing out a skewer, getting inundated with concussion grenades. Covers his flank with a smoke. Rushes into the smoke, but an enemy takes him out. Gunhearted in the lead right now with 4 kills. Painsblades with another kill. He needed that kill right there to keep up his momentum, but goes down. Gunhearted looking for another kill. Up by 4 right now with only 4 kills left to go. Gets a combat axe, still trying to be in that lead, and Painsblades goes down to an electric shock charge, and that might be enough for Gunhearted to take this round. Throwing out some desperation combat axes there with a C4 landing right in front of him. Gunhearted gets taken out with a shotgun, and both men running off the spawn right now, and Gunhearted wins the 3rd round and is the first man with a spot in the 2015 Knifing Battle Championship placement. A furious battle here, many firsts going down. Painsblades with a furious battle, as well as Gunhearted matching him, knife for skewer for combat axe, but Gunhearted wins in this battle here today, going on to the next round to face the winner of either Myth Creed or Mazo, now known as Colzid. Mazo is now known as Colzid, and that battle will be next week, Myth Creed versus Mazo. Thank you all for watching. That was a furious battle, and I hope you join me next week for the next decider of who's going to be in the championship round. Peace.